What's up, Monero fam? Welcome back to another episode of Monero News. I'm Matt Millen, joined by my co-founder, Chill Breimer. How you doing, Chill?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm good. We are good. The cat was in here earlier, but she's good too. I think she left. But yeah, it's some big news. Big news this week, and actually, we have a very exciting thing we're going to end it off with that you guys are definitely going to want to know about. So make sure you stick around to the end because we've got a big reveal to share with all of you. But yeah, with that, let's just get right into it. And first up, we have the Haveno situation. I think, Chill, you were telling me a little bit about this, or actually I saw something about the CCS or the CSS funding proposal. I think it raised quite a bit of money already, if it's not already closed. But basically, the Haveno team are requesting 154K, I'm assuming US dollars, implement a new UI. This person here, John R365, has given a thread of their thoughts, concerns, fears, and ultimately optimism for the project. Here is the actual proposal. What do we got here? So front end development. All right, 568 out of 755. So getting close, and I guess it's been out for a couple weeks now. But yeah, Chill. I don't know. You want me to go through this thread, or do you have some thoughts
Yes,
on
please
this?
go through the thread because there's parts of it that I have questions about once you go through.
Okay. All right. So John's saying here, main changes from the BISC are going to be swapping Bitcoin for Monero as the base currency, removing the DAO management structure, removing the BISC token, replacing the DAO with the Haveno Council, which are 5 people who are voted in by the community who control and allocate the revenue from the Haveno fees. So, I mean, basically just like the board, I guess, if you're thinking of it as like a regular company. But I mean, it's a DAO, so it's different. Implementing a new user interface. Haveno will be more private and faster to run. BIS can be slow to load initially. Yeah. Yep, there's an FAQ for more details on these differences if you want to check that out. I'm not going to do it right here, right now, but so there's been some contention around the latest request for funding. Initially, they requested this amount, and however, there was some pushback, excuse me, asking what does the community get in return? And so Haveno went away, came back with an updated proposal, and they want to funnel profit, which are going to be platform fees from you using the Haveno DEX to a wallet that's going to be controlled by a group of 5 people who are voted in by the community. How that voting takes place, I'm not fully up to speed on this, so I'm not sure if they've defined how that voting takes place or not. But this will be called the Haveno Council, and then create a Haveno crowdfunding system, like similar to the CC, the ones that we do for Monero, I'm assuming. Anybody can put forward ideas to the Haveno CCS and potentially have it funded from the Haveno profits. Council will vote anonymously on which projects to fund. And then lastly, the Haveno team is also going to seek funding from the CCS. So it'll kind of be, I mean, yeah, kind of similar to some of the like co-op DAO things that we've seen lately, Chill, you know, where you've got this entity and they're voted in by the community, and then they control kind of where the funds go that come in. And then, you know, a portion of that would be siphoned off to pay the team to continue development, update things. And then a portion of that would be put up for proposals and allow people to vote on, allow the council to vote on which projects to fund. Not the community, it would be the council. So it'll be pretty, once you vote somebody in, then it's them deciding where the profits go versus the community, which I think makes sense in certain situations. Like, it's just a lot quicker. You can be a lot more agile with it. And you're trying to coordinate like tons and tons of people. It's, yeah, a little bit slower and it's a bit messier. So yeah, there's pros and cons to both for sure. In order to remove the bias, The council will not include any members of the development team. That's good. That said, the candidate pool for the roles will be chosen by Haveno. I'm not quite sure. The candidate pool.
So like the council candidates will be chosen by them, but it's not gonna be the development team, is what it's saying. But they still gonna be the gatekeepers of who can become
Got it.
a council member.
Got it. So, okay, so it's not going to be people on the development team, but they're going to come up with the pool of people that it could be from. So it's still like, yeah, they're, okay. So they get to choose who's eligible, basically. Got it. All right. So personally, I found the new structure a bit difficult to understand. So I attempted to make it into a diagram. Once done, I could see more clearly their intentions, and it seemed less complex and frightening. Also illuminated a small number of potential problems. So, okay. So here's the app. Can you see my mouse or no?
I can see your mouse. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
You can see the mouse moving around. Okay, so here's the app, and the app generates some fees. And these fees go to the engine council, which I think is that Haveno council we were talking about earlier. These are the 5 people. And initially they're suggesting a Monero core team member, a member that represents Haveno core team interests, but is not a core member, and then 3 further members. And the selection of the council, engine council, is going to be via the Haveno core team picking a pool of candidates, community voting on the candidates. Okay, exact method of voting still to be determined. Got it. And the council will vote on proposals. The Haveno engine community crowdfunding system. So similar to the Monero CCS, the proposals for work can be made. They would then get funded via the Haveno platform fees. Decisions on which proposals to fund are made. Okay, so the community can put up proposals. And I would assume if the engine council doesn't want to get voted out on the next opportunity to where they're up for re-election, I guess they probably, if the community is really, really behind a proposal, they're going to probably vote on that, supporting that proposal, unless they have a very good reason not to, because otherwise the community is just going to vote them out the first chance they get. So that makes a bit more sense. And then Haveno core team makes proposals on the engine, voted on by the council for 50% of monthly fee revenue, which is going to vary. The core team will use these funds at their discretion. So, okay. So the core team is going to basically put up a crowdfunding proposal to get 50% of the revenue from the app, and then that's going to go to pay their salaries and fund the ongoing development. Okay, I mean that makes sense to me. Hopefully they're kind of flexible with some of these numbers and other things, as time goes on. If there's not enough revenue, if there's a ton of revenue, and it's like more than the core team needs, you want to be cognizant of that. But yeah, I don't have any issues with this structure. What do you think, Chill?
I'm just I have to do some more research, I guess, on like where they're gonna store the funds, how that's gonna be distributed, like all that, because like I feel like this almost is asking for sort of a basic structure, right? Because there's a profit the ongoing profit that's going in there. It's not like Monero fund in my mind from a legal perspective, because there's an ongoing, like people trade and there's an ongoing profit, and I'm not sure where that falls in the regulatory landscape. But my concern is like I don't want Haveno to attract any kind of compliance responsibilities, because the second they do that, then the whole Haveno is, in my mind, is compromised, because now you have to be somewhat
you're gonna have
compliant.
You're gonna have to be giving up identifying information, and they're gonna be trying to shut you down if you're not complying.
And also, like, are the members unknown or known? Because that's another thing. Like, if it's gonna be known members, then they can easily be approached by anyone and start to influence the whole Haveno
Yeah, right. Yeah, assume that Haveno blows up and it's this huge thing, and there's, you know, a lot of money involved in it or profit involved in it, then yeah, how do you yeah, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, but the basic high level structure to me actually makes sense. It's fairly simple, and I think, yeah, it doesn't introduce some unnecessary complexity, which is really what makes these things, in my mind, makes them more likely to fail when you've got a bunch of extra crap that you don't need. So
Right.
seems the high level flow here looks good, but yeah, the details and how to actually execute on it definitely have quite a bit of questions, like with the voting, you know, with how much the core team's going to need, you know, if we go over some amount of their set salaries, you know, blah 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 blah. So yeah, some questions, but initially, yeah, looks all right to me. um Okay, so however, there was not without some controversy. Some of the concerns, this is John's interpretation of the concerns. Why are Haveno complicating things with this experimental management structure? Why are they asking so much for development of the UI? Why isn't there a working client version first? Um, yeah, I mean, that's all. I don't know. I guess I don't feel like they're complicating things with this experimental management
Well,
structure.
I mean, it's an extra, there's a lot of things that already has been changed, right, compared to BISC. And so this is yet another change, and it could
Uh-huh.
be a brilliant change. I mean, Monero and the community is known for, pioneering changes
Yeah.
and new things, but it is also a bit intimidating, I think, for some.
Well, I guess yeah, I mean, to me it doesn't seem like, I mean, experimental management structure, yeah, I guess, but I mean the
Yeah,
idea
because
of
there are a
having a
lot of
DAO.
unknowns. It's
Well,
not
yeah,
just
but
a DAO, but like, how is it gonna,
okay, so I
I
mean
don't know.
the details of it,
Yeah.
sure, that bit is not ironed out, but like the management structure being experimental, I feel like there's quite a bit of precedent of other projects structuring things very similarly to this. So it doesn't feel like this
Mhm.
is like, you know, they just pulled this out of thin air and no one's ever tried anything like having a DAO and a council vote on, you know, where funds go that come into the ecosystem. Like that's been done before. But yeah, I mean, number 2 and number 3, those are that, yeah, there's not a clear answer for either of those, but interesting. Okay, so okay, I guess we got some more here. Why
Why
don't they
don't they
yeah, go for it.
why don't they launch the existing UI to demonstrate proof of concept
It's a good point.
first? How can we trust Haveno to allocate the funds fairly?
Another good point.
Ultimately, with the decision to move the CCS to funding, there is trust being put into the founder. Um, yeah.
Yep. Yep. Definitely. And I think this person is known, unless this is a pseudonym.
No,
Eric.
no, yeah, he is. It's a pseudonym, so
Okay, so okay. He's been
which is good in my mind. Like that is my main concern, because the way things are moving, um there's going to be an attempt to shut everything down that's outside of the KYC regime. I'm just going to call it now, because like seeing that
yeah.
the UK banned ATMs, Bitcoin, I mean, crypto ATMs, to me, is like a huge violation of
No,
human
yeah.
rights.
Yeah, yep.
And
No, you're right.
so this is gonna be like, Haveno has not even started, but they have an X on their back, they for sure,
Right.
like. And so the more they try to do this profit sharing business, the more they um obviously, the second there's an investment and there's profit and there's money, then you need some form of structure or some, I mean, it maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I think it attracts different responsibilities.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be thought through. I mean, I think it sounds like at this point there's not, it sounds like the proposal hasn't maybe been fleshed out to the point that it ought to for this amount of funding that's being requested. But
At the
that's,
same
yeah.
time, it could be a huge success, so I don't want to,
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Stifle innovation.
Yes, exactly. I
Well,
don't
I
want.
think here this next point, the next point here, I mean, the ERCCone, I'm probably butchering that. has had previous proposals in the Monero community funded. So it's not like this is an unknown, brand new NSA agent rolling into the community. So he's a known entity, or they're a known entity, and then they get supported Justin and Seth and Andres and from Monoruho, I think, and so yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes. I think I feel like there should be a chance. They should be given the chance, but I haven't not done. They should be given the chance if they can kind of clarify a bit more about how it's exactly going to work. That's kind of how it seems to me, just reading through it here.
Yeah, I think the structure is very important. And then John says, personally, I see three main possible problems going forward. This proposal doesn't get funding and the project stalls, which looks like it's not the case. This proposal gets funded, but the funds are wasted and no working version of Haveno sees the light. And three, there are management structure issues. However, I can see mitigations to these. If the proposal doesn't get funded, I could see Haveno pivoting and figuring out a less expensive solution, which is quite possible. If Haveno stalls too long, someone may fork it and finish it off. If the management structure fails, again, fork it. So, I mean, it's going to be a fork. Yeah, we're not going to end up in a cul-de-sac for sure.
Well, even if it goes to totally south and the management structure doesn't work, there'll still be some progress that's made that someone from the community can choose to fork it and complete it. So yeah, I think from that perspective, I agree with John here. The risks are kind of on the lower side, the upsides are on the higher side. And yeah, Monero is not being welcomed into the world. It needs more options in terms of non-centralized exchanges. Absolutely. I would love to see this be successful and be like a humongous engine for providing non-KYC private financial transactions. So yeah, cool. That's a great thread.
Very well thought out. Yeah, I love it. So he explained it well, and I still have more questions.
No, thank you, John. This is a very succinct and seemed like, obviously you're biased here because you want it to go forward, but it felt pretty neutral when I was reading through there until I got to the end and saw where you were at. So I appreciate the concise update there, and yeah, right on. Okay, next up we've got Bitcoin. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, the Greenpeace crap.
Yeah, you show the Greenpeace article.
So yeah, change the code campaign.
Change the code campaign. Like, let that sink in. Change the code campaign.
Yeah, it's that's interesting. I mean, to be fair, it's totally allowed. I mean, Bitcoin does whatever the majority of the ecosystem participants want to do. It's controlled that way. So I mean, they're not, to me, this isn't playing outside the rules. They're just spending a ton of money to try and sway public opinion. I don't think it's going to work. I think this is a complete waste of money. The Ripple co-founder. Nice.
The Ripple co-founder. Let that sink in too.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, Greenpeace and Ripple are teaming up to try and change the code for Bitcoin to switch from proof of work to proof of stake, right? That's their whole initiative, like slamming it for using too much energy.
Because then it can be centralized and then it can be controlled, pretty much. So Ripple is like, okay, we couldn't succeed on our own, so let's see if we can change the code.
Yeah, that's I mean, I like Bitcoin too. I'm not a maximalist for any crypto project. I don't think, you want to be open to things, but
and my point, because to me Bitcoin is a lost case because of its transparency, and my point there was that it's very important. Obviously our mining is protected because we have random X, right? So they cannot choke mining with, you know, ASICs or some kind of fake environmental concern. But with the developers, I think it's very important that the developers, the majority of them, remain anonymous, because once they known, it's very hard to not be interfered with by billionaires and regulators and so on. They all have agendas
Yeah.
of their own.
Yep.
And I think the code needs to remain incorruptible. And I'm talking about Monero, because Bitcoin is already lost in my book. It's just, it is.
But I mean, what if, I mean, it's not, if there was a big push for Monero, I mean, I don't know, this would probably never happen, but if like a large portion of the community wanted to, you know, make some kind of upgrade to Monero, which they have in the past, there've been quite a few of them. I mean,
We will never make upgrades. No, we will never make upgrades to change to something that will compromise privacy. This one is making change to compromise decentralization.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
you know, the Bitcoin community is not even a community anymore, because it's just everybody, and that's going to happen with Monero too. And then how would you feel about a change in the Monero's code that would compromise privacy just because the rest of the world doesn't care about it?
Got it. Yeah, no, that would be horrifying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It's not that it can't be changed. It's just like, don't change it and compromise, you know, the core mission and the core tenets of like the whole reason we're here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, you, like I said, I'm not against Bitcoin. Obviously it has flaws and I much prefer Monero, but as like an onboarding tool for getting people just kind of like into the cryptocurrency world, I think Bitcoin serves a good purpose there, and so does Ethereum, as like bringing new people in. And then it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of our job to like, once they're in here, like, hey, here's some serious like privacy and, you know, fungibility issues with these popular cryptocurrencies. You might want to take a look at Monero if, you know, that's something that you kind of align with or you care about. And so yeah, I hate to see it. And this is, I like the Cynthia has a nice take on that. I think she's like a senator or something, but
yeah, in Wyoming. Yeah,
Wyoming state senator or federal senator. She's federal. We could find
I should
out.
know this.
U.S. senator, so she's down in D.C.
Wyoming is one of those places where everyone's on the same page, regardless of their political views. I mean, it's, in my mind, is how the U.S. should function. You know, they all pushing for innovation. This, yeah, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, no, Wyoming's definitely got some cool stuff going on up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. That's, now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Well, this is an exciting news, actually.
All right, you take this one.
Yeah. So they had negotiations with the US-EU data privacy deal, and I've been following this because obviously I've been saying this for over a year now, that because of the US-EU data privacy deal, and if you don't know, basically prior to this, the data could flow back and forth between US and the EU, and it didn't matter where you store the data, what servers, right? Yep. Well, now, because EU introduced GDPR, that means that they had to renegotiate the whole EU data privacy deal, because now we have to respect the European users' data, right? Which means they already having talks, and I just translated it into like a human language. Yeah, that basically the whole point is that the EU user data better not end up on US servers, or else it can be challenged in court, which is great news, because this means that this will affect big companies like Google, like Meta, all these companies. They have to make sure that every time, like even accidentally, they cannot store European citizens' data on US servers. Nice. They cannot exit, and this is also throwing a monkey wrench into the whole surveillance plans, because it complicates it.
Yeah, let's see what here we made it.
That's just
Is the sound I don't think it's capturing the sound.
it is.
Nice. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. All right. Well, yeah, that's definitely another thing to keep an eye on there as that moves forward.
Yeah, but this is kickstarting the privacy era, because I was watching this, like all different countries, Brazil, other countries today, they are discussing of how to protect user data. So like there's this trend that's picking up, and the more places start to respect user privacy, the more it interferes with the rest of the world, because it's such an the digital realm is so interconnected. You know, you can't really block, for example, European citizens from accessing your website. So now how are you going to make sure that the EU user data doesn't mix up with your
yeah, we're gonna have to
US?
do some serious overhauls.
So
Yeah.
I think what this is going to lead to is people will just start to abandon, because the second you put liability on these companies, they will be like, I better not store any data there. I better just do some zero knowledge proof and
Okay. So you see it
not be
as
sued.
having a positive effect on just the way that massive US companies deal with their user data. Well, that's
Yeah,
God, do
absolutely.
we need that? All right. Well, that's
Yeah.
exciting. I like that. I like that. I like that. Well, cool. We have to see, see how it shakes out there. Next one up here, John Foss, who does the Monero Moon newsletter, just posted a chart of Monero transactions from 2019 to today. And that's a pretty nice amount of growth there, I would have to say. And I mean, we're a little bit down in 2022, but obviously the year is not over yet, so you know we'll have to see how it goes. But Monero is being used. I think that
It's higher
fact in
than
my
last
mind
year.
is indisputable.
Look, it's higher than
Oh
this
yeah,
time last year.
it's been
So
growing steadily. I mean, I'm sure if you took that back even even further, it would still it would show growth. I mean, Monero has grown pretty consistently. Just I mean, it has utility. It's fungible, it's private, it works, and people trust it when their life's on the line or something important's on the line. That's what they're using. So yeah, nice to see that put in a colorful, nice looking graph.
yeah.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
All right, give that a like. All right. Next up, we have the UK has banned crypto ATMs this month.
I'm
Onboard those
triggered
around
here.
you, share and spend and tip. Cash with receipt. I guess. Oh, somebody put a Monero sticker on an ATM. Nice, nice. What did I don't know? What's your take on this? I mean,
I told you what's my take on earlier. I think this is because they want to ensure that people will not be able to go on any kind of non-KYC route eventually to purchase cryptocurrencies, even Monero. So they're trying to close off any kind of on-ramps that are non-KYC, and ATMs are non-KYC.
okay. So this is pretty much just the preparation for the CBDCs and making it so that nobody can get non-KYC cryptocurrency.
Yep, I think so. It's a huge, in my mind, this is such a huge violation of human rights, because like, first of all, like, based on what are you banning crypto ATMs?
Right. And I haven't looked into it. I'm sure they have a reason for it, and it's probably like garbage.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, if prior history is any indication, it's some kind of trumped up thing that's not actually true, but sounds scary.
I don't know, don't kill the puppies. So yeah. Something like that. The puppies are dying. We need to ban crypto ATMs.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that sucks. Maybe they'll bring it back. They probably won't, and they're prepping you for the CBDC. So get ready for that, central bank digital currency. Okay. next, I think we have MoneroTopia. Is there a website? How do I go and register for that if I want to register for it?
You go to DuckDuckGo or whatever you're using now that you're pissed off at DuckDuckGo. And you
I'll
type
still
in.
use DuckDuckGo.
Okay, so if you're not pissed off at DuckDuckGo, you go to DuckDuckGo and you type in MoneroTopia.
MoneroTopia, Miami 2022. Okay.
Yeah, that's next Thursday.
MoneroTopia.com.
So not that many sleeps now, guys. Not that many sleeps.
Monero Mo Freedom. Nice. Okay. So yeah, April 7th, Miami Beach, Florida, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then uncensored 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Buy a ticket here. From what I'm understanding, there's a great lineup of speakers.
Yes.
And actually, here we go. Right here, we've got Martha Bueno, Rachel Rose O'Leary, Luke Smith. Oh hey, Francisco, Lee,
Arctic
Jethro,
Mine, yeah.
Aaron Feckert, Osrang, Co, Adam Corbo. I don't know. Actually, I don't know who that is. Philip Zimmerman. I've heard of him. Hey, there's Vic, Andres. Yeah. Mike Olthoff. Oh, that's the founder of
CoinCards.
Cool.
They are
This is a
definitely
solid
the
lineup.
circular economy
Yeah.
reps.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Seth's going. Elizabeth. Oh, there's Nam or Nam. I don't know.
Nam.
Nam. And Justin.
And Justin.
Nice. So yeah,
he's the host.
Oh, cool. Right on. Right on. Yes, this is all our favorite Monero people, pretty much.
And then we have Crypto Bear in the house.
Nice, nice. And Mike Salvi doing a little bit of stand up. A psytrance and techno DJ from Denver. Okay. Right on. Vendors.
Techno DJ from Denver. And I don't even know him.
I mean, I don't really listen to techno or psytrance. So that's probably why.
Yeah,
but,
true.
Rep in Denver, right on, right on. And Magic Mushroom Spores are a sponsor. Gratuitous. Oh yeah, that's the coffee. Or their main offering is the coffee, and some other plant stuff. And Mike, cool. Mike
will de-Google cell phone, so I might grab one for my sister.
Okay.
Because she is moving from. Finally, I got her to move from Apple to the Google phone.
Nice, nice. What's so funny, because like the best phones to de-Google are the Google phone, like the Pixels, which are a Google phone. Yeah. That's so funny. So,
and then the dark speakers.
Looks like registration's full. Bunch of more activities. RIP, man.
I wish he would. Nice stage, he would be able to come.
Oh God, yeah, that'd be. It'd be. You wouldn't forget it. You wouldn't forget it. So okay, so it looks like it's $100, or if you don't get them prior, 125, and you don't get any swag. So make sure you pre-order that stuff if you want the swag. And oh, there's virtual conference. I'm not going out there, but I did not buy a virtual conference ticket. All right, I probably don't need to do that like on the call here.
No. I wish you would have been able to come. I will be giving out swag bags, goodie bags, all those things.
Right on, right on. You'll have to let me know how it goes, or live stream it.
Yeah.
Something, live tweet it, whatever. Do whatever. Just have fun. Have fun.
I'm just gonna have fun.
You don't gotta do anything. Yeah. Well, cool. Right on. So, oh yeah, our last piece of news. You want to do this reveal?
No.
No. Should we just skip it?
Yeah, we can skip it.
All
yeah.
Right. All right, we'll skip it. All right, that's gonna do it for this week, y'all. We enjoy your support, and you probably see Chill at MoneroTopia if you're heading out there. And otherwise, stay safe, stay private, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.